What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 2 Kappa Mode. Oh yeah, guys, so we're here in the Nether roof. We're gonna attempt to do something that's potentially pretty stupid. So yes, I'm about to fight 8 wither bosses. We've been making these things called starry apples. And if you look at the description of the starry apple, it does say, let's look at it right here. With fortune, this may turn a wither's heart green with envy. So I assume this means that if you kill a wither boss with the effects from this item active, you can potentially get green hearts. All right, so we've gotten 2 green hearts already from reward bags or whatever. If we search for heart, we can find 2 of them. Yeah, so we need 8 more in order to make 10 green heart canisters. I've already prepared up 10 more yellow heart canisters because those are part of the recipe, but I think we should be ready to go here. So I'm going to grab these starry apples. Let's just take 2. I don't think we're going to need 2, but I'll take 2 anyway. I think you can eat these. Yeah, you can eat those even when you're not hungry, so you can reapply the buff. All right, so I think what we're going to do is we are just going to poke these guys with our Draconic Staff of Power here. This has been set so it has the 21 or 27 by 27 attack AoE, so it should hit all of these guys. The only thing is, I'm not sure if these wither bosses are overpowered enough that they are going to be able to kill me. I know as you kill wither bosses and other bosses, like, they all gain strength. At least that's my understanding. So I don't know if these guys have the ability to one-shot or anything like that. I guess we're going to find out. I think most of the important stuff I have on me has soulbound on it, so all we got to do is just make these wither bosses, and we're going to find out if this is stupid or not. I think we should be okay, though. We might be able to poke them with this thing. Let's eat this. But we're just going to go do it this way. All right, so 2 hits. That wasn't so bad at all. And, oh, check it out. We did get green hearts. Okay, so I was expecting to only get 1 heart per wither boss, but it looks like we got those as a drop in addition to the yellow hearts. Interesting. I was not expecting that. Okay. Oh, you're dead. Okay, so now that we got that done, that's pretty cool. Never used those before. Now that we got that done, we can make our green heart canisters. So let's put all of this stuff away, all those infinity boosters and so on. Looks like we got 2 stars per kill, which is kind of cool. All right, so we want this, and that. All right, so there is 10 green heart canisters. All right, so we can put those right here. There we go. So now our health should boost up a 10 more hearts. Is it going to show? There it goes. Yeah, so now we're starting to get green hearts on our health bar there. Looks like that's using a little bit of our saturation every time that happens, which is fine. That doesn't matter. Yeah, every time that clicks up, that's definitely using a bit of our hunger here. Okay, cool. Well, now that we got that done, we are even more overpowered than we were before. Oh, look at this buff. We have anti-wither buff. Maybe that's what gives us the green heart ability, or maybe there's some other special buff. I didn't really see. You know what? Can we eat another one of those? I mean, they're just EMC, right? They're not expensive. It is almost 600,000 EMC. And a star is... So it's about the cost of 4 stars to make this. Let's eat it. Okay, so we eat that. Oh, check it out. Okay, so we get resistance 2, regeneration 2, absorption, strength 2, and then, yeah, the anti-wither. It looks like 2 minutes of that and about 45 seconds of all these other buffs. Actually, the absorption looks like that is about a full minute. So 45 seconds of strength 2, regeneration, resistance. That's pretty good. I like it. All right, well, we have our green hearts now, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. So since last episode, I went ahead and I crafted up the full stack of Rune of Wrath, and then I made a Rune of Gluttony. So that, like I said, the system does not know that it gets those runes back, so it makes a whole bunch of the other ones. So now we have 121 runes of Earth and 63 runes of Winter and a few of these other ones. Yeah, that's fine. When we go and craft up like a stack of the Rune of Gluttony or the Rune of Wrath again, it'll be like, oh, I already have these in stock. I don't have to craft those. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't really matter that much. So let's get back to here. So we have 3 spots available, the first 3 spots on the second row. So let's take a look at that. So awakened draconium block, we know how to get those. That's not that big of a deal. I can do that later. Singularity. Okay, so these are an item that we made before. That's how we did the quantum chamber down here, right? But we just made enough to make these singularities here and then blow them up. We never made enough to have extras, I'm pretty sure. Let's just take a look. Yeah, we don't have any singularities in the system. So to make a singularity, I think we need a matter condenser, this thing. So we need to pump in a bunch of items into this onto a 64K disk, which we also do not have crafted up. Let's craft that up now. So when that craft completes, I did tell the system to make the other 32 vibrantium blocks. Oh, it looks like that's done. Okay, so when this craft is complete, oh, you know what? I thought this thing had EMC. I am incorrect. So ME storage component. Let's take a look at this. ME storage component. I saw some of these have EMC. So the 1Ks do. And the 16,384Ks do. But the 64Ks do not. Okay. We also need to make these 16,384s. That is another part of the recipe here. Yeah, that's going to be the next one after that. So maybe we should make a 1K ME storage. How do we want to do that? I don't know how many 64Ks go into this top end one. I think we should just make the low end one so we don't have to worry about having all of our processors being used up. So let's make a 1K storage component. All right. Grab some stars like we do, and we're going to make a bunch of these. I don't know how many we need, but we're going to make a bunch of them. All right, so that goes there. All right, let's, oh, magnet, always the magnet. Drop those out of the inventory. Fill up our inventory with more, drop those out. Yeah, I think making these lower ones is like the slowest part of this whole thing. I don't think we're gonna need these other stacks. Now that I'm looking at it, we haven't even used more than like the original amount that we put in. All right, there's that. And that. All right, so now that all those are on the ground, we can click those all in the system here. Cool. So if I told the system now to make 60, whoop, what am I clicking? 64K, and I wanted to make, I don't know, 100. Do we have the stuff available for that? It says we have 2070 of these things available. It does require calculation processors and engineering processors. Has to craft up some electrotine alloy. I don't know if that is the amount that we need for one of those, but you know what? Let's just start that up now because we will need that done, right? So yeah, all this stuff will process in the background while we are working on making the singularity. Okay, so the singularity, we needed the matter condenser thing, and we need this. Then we need to pump items in. Do we have a cobblestone framework available? We don't, but we can craft one up, so let's do that. So cobblestone framework converts energy into cobblestone. We've seen this before. We can pump from here directly into this. Let's grab a tesseract. And then does that also require an octadic capacitor? I don't remember. I think it might require one of those, or it might be able to use one of those anyway. So cobblestone framework, we will set right here. That should be fine. We'll give it some power on this side. Matter condenser over here. We need to put that right here and set this thing to condense into singularity. So we need 256,000 items. I don't remember. You know what? I don't think this is going to work correctly. We need to move this back, or at least off to an angle like this. And then we can use something like translocators, which should be fine. Translocator plus glowstone. I don't think that'll eject automatically fast enough, if it even ejects automatically at all. Okay, so on the front here, we want to set this to, I guess, push would be fine. Let's put this guy here. We'll turn this on. Energy mode receive only, turn on, and press the button. Okay, so now we are collecting a lot of these different items. So we can make this go faster if I put another cobblestone framework on there or whatever, or we can just wait the 3-4 minutes, however long it's going to take to craft one of these things. Is there anything in this thing that I need to look at? Nope, that looks pretty fine. I wonder, can we put another translocator on the other side? Sometimes you can do this. Glowstone here. Or is it only able to pull one stack out at a time? I don't know. Yeah, it's only making one stack per tick or whatever, and we can't do it twice the speed. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, we could add another cobblestone framework, or we could just wait for this to happen. I think we'll wait for this to happen, and then we'll be able to EMC the rest of the singularities that we need. So let's take a break. Let's wait for this to happen. We'll BRB. All right, well, there is our singularity, so we can tell this thing to stop. Let's just break it. That'll tell it to stop. All right, so we broke that. Here's our ME storage component, and we can just destroy this and get rid of all this stuff. All we needed was just the one singularity. So let's grab some stars. We're gonna want a lot of these things. We already have a bunch of stars in our inventory, but we're gonna make some more. That's fine. All right, so singularity here, and then a bunch of stars there. Cool. Yeah, now we don't have to worry about singularities at all, at least for a very, very long time. We could make more than this if we wanted to, but I think right now that's going to be just fine. All right, so put those away. So we needed a stack of singularities right here, I think. Yep, stack of singularities there. So now we need to make the 16384K ME storage component. So during that break, I went ahead and made the patterns for that, 163. All right, so if we tell it to make one, we can see that it requires 81 64K ME storage components. So that's not bad. We have everything in stock to craft that up. So let's just tell it to craft, and it's done. Very simple. All right, so there's our 16384. So that is 16.3 million EMC per item. Let's go ahead and grab some more stars. We're getting to the point now where some of these items, they're gonna require a lot of stars. Yeah, the stars don't have a lot of EMC. We should look at upgrading to an item that contains a lot more EMC than that, just to put onto the input side so we can make these expensive components. So a stack of stars doesn't even make one. There's one. There's two. So it's like 2 stacks of stars makes one. That's going to be a lot of stars, isn't it? Okay, so there is a total of 14, I guess 15 of those. Yeah, so we need more stars. More nether stars in our inventory to make more of those things. So I guess we can make about 13 or 14 per inventory full of these. There's 15. Okay, so now we're up to 30. So I want a full stack, or at least, what was it, 45 of those is what we need. So there's 45. We'll do one more time. Well, I don't know. It's probably going to bug me if we don't have a full stack of those. And then we're going to want additional ones in the system so we can duplicate those later. So let's just make a few more here. All right, so there's 60. We'll fill up our inventory one more time and call that good. Okay, so there we go. There is a stack. We have 11 additional ones we can put into the system. And there we go. So this is filling out quite nicely. The next item is the one underneath this enchanted gravitite, which would be our vibrantium. How are we doing on that now? We have 52 blocks, so there is still 12 blocks remaining to be crafted here. Yep, so we already had all this stuff in stock, but it just takes a minute to make every one of those pieces of vibrantium through our alloy smelter over here. So we just got to wait on that to finish up. Okay, so moving on. Next one after that would be underneath the starry apple over here. And that is going to be hard wall tier 5. This is from Open Modular Turrets, and this does have EMC, but we have to create the first one. So to make hard wall tier 5, we need hard wall tier 3 plus some obsidian. Looks like 5 hard wall tier 3s. All right, so the tier 3 is made with hard wall tier 2 plus bricks, and the tier 2 is made with hard wall tier 1 plus stone, and the hard wall tier 1 is made with gravel, cobblestone, and some kind of sand. Okay, so let's start there. So we need to make hard wall tier 1, 2, and 3. Hard wall tier 1. Wait, what goes in the center? Sand? Yeah, we keep crafting sand and then always running out. Let's just tell the system to craft like 1,000 of that. All right. Let's craft a stack of these hardwall tier 1. Then we'll make the tier 2. Craft a stack of those. Well, I guess 16. That's fine. Hardwall tier 3. I don't know if we had those bricks. Do we have brick in the system? We do. Let's do that. And I will actually EMC up some of those. By some, I mean that many, because that is quite a lot, isn't it? All right, fill up our inventory. There we go. All right, so now we don't have to worry about bricks ever. So that was the tier 3, so we'll craft up that many. And then we need the tier 5, which was obsidian, and then tier 3, and that's it. Okay, so now that we have those, we can EMC those as well. Nice. Okay, fill up the inventory once again. Awesome. All right, so now we can put all of those except for a stack away. And fill out one more slot here. So that was underneath the starry apple, right? Yeah, hard wall tier 5. Okay, so our next item is going to be the one next to the nebulous heart. And that item is infused diamond. So that's RF tools. Aha! So this, the dimensional shard is EMCable, but we have to have dimensional shards in order to EMC those, right? We don't have a single dimensional shard. So dimensional shards, I believe you can spawn in villagers. If you get the RF tools villager, you can sometimes trade for those. Alternatively, you could make an RF tools dimension and mine there because the stuff spawns in the RF tools world. We could do that. I think it might be easiest for us at this point in time just to make a bunch of villagers. I think we're gonna do that. Let's come over here so they don't go too far away. You know, maybe down here would be best. Oh no, they could go to the nether down there. Let's do it over here. We'll just start clicking these guys into the world, looking for the RF tools one. The RF tools one, I believe, wears like a light blue coat. They look quite different from the other ones anyway. Keep clicking them. None of these guys. I should probably clean up this mess. Peace out, villagers. All right, let's keep going here. What are you? That's a zoologist. Still not what we're looking for. Eventually we will get one. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got two of them back to back. Okay, so this guy does this and this guy does that. All right, so let's grab some emerald. Hello. I would like to purchase one of these sky purple fogs from you. So now you can level up and sell me the dimensional shards, right? Ah, not yet. Okay, so we will do this purchase. That's kind of cool. You can get the unknown dimlets off these guys. Are you going to level up one more time? Looks like so we can get structure village essence. All right. I think you need that in order to make the village dimlet. I don't know if I've ever done that before. I think that's what that's used for. Okay, let's keep going here. Nope. Still not happy with me. Right. Nope, we'll try again. We just gotta keep trading with these guys over and over. I am almost positive that they will trade the dimensional shards at some point. Okay, so we need a feature none dimlet. Can we trade any dimlet? Looks like any dimlet works, right? I mean, if we'll take that, I will be happy. Aha, here we go. So 3 emeralds equals dimensional shards. All right, so we will take those. That's all we need. Peace out, guy. We have no use for any more of these villagers. We got the dimensional shards that we were looking for. So now that we have those, we can EMC those guys and have all of the dimensional shards that we will ever need. Okay, so put away all of this stuff and boom, there it is. Okay, so now we have all of the dimensional shards. That's probably more than what we need, but that's fine. Exotic miner. Okay, so now infused diamonds, that's 8 of those plus a diamond. All right, so we need to make a recipe for an infused diamond. We can do that pretty easily if we had blink patterns available to do this with. All right, so there we go. So let's just find a spot in here somewhere where we can put this guy. I think right there should be fine. And then infused diamond, we need 64 of those. And done. Okay, so there we go. There is another spot filled up in this thing for making these infinity catalysts. So our next one is the one right next to the crystallized redstone ludicrite. Okay, to make ludicrite, we need emerald block, plutonium, ender pearl, nether star, or we can do this other recipe, which is plutonium, enderium. You know, this is probably the cheaper recipe for us. Actually, do we have a way to make blaze rods? We do. We should have blaze essence. Let's do that one. Our emerald block supply isn't so great. In order to make emerald blocks, we do have to melt down the emeralds, right? I guess we could EMC these too. But, you know, I think we already have everything on hand for the other type of block. This one. I guess we only had 3 enderium blocks. Either way, do you have to melt these down as well to turn those into blocks? I guess you do. Either way, I guess we only need to make 1 block because then we can EMC the rest because those do have the EMC on them. All right, so let's grab a few more stars. All right, so there's that. We'll just make a few blocks so we don't have to worry about that for a while. Great. Okay, so now we can put ludicrate right there. Awesome. All right, so we are in business. Once we get all of these different items made, the ones we haven't made and all the ones that we can make through EMC, we'll probably set up another spot in the last millennium to always keep stocked on those again, so we can use like the auto crafting thing a little bit later. Yeah, I'd like to have every single piece of this stuff auto craftable or EMCable so we can just, you know, always have these on hand. We never have to worry about this again in the future. Okay, so next one, Silky Jewel. Next to that, that is copper canisters. So these are compressed copper, again, EMC. I think we made some of those before. Yeah, we have 28 compressed copper in here. We're gonna have a whole lot of compressed copper here in just a minute. Well, that's not as much as I was expecting. Let's do that. Now we got a lot. Okay, so there's that. Guess that's probably all we need for right now. All right, and those. Cool. All right, so now we have all of those on hand. Awesome. All right, so we needed the copper canister. So let's make a recipe to make the copper canister. Pretty simple thing. I could probably just craft these up manually, but we might as well just put them in here because we're going to want this automated at some point in the future. How about right next to our infused diamonds? So copper canister, we want 64. And go. Awesome. All right, so now we have those. My goodness, this is filling out pretty nicely. So what's next to our MSG pill? That is imp leather. Okay, so imp leather, we do have some. This is not EMCable. So a thing that we're going to want to do is get an imp soul. And then we're going to want to spawn those in similar to what we're doing to the cows. The cows, they spawn in when we run low on the meat, on the liquid meat. We're going to want the same thing to happen when we run low with the imp leather. We're going to want to spawn those in until we reach the limit that we have set. All right, so imp leather, we can put those over here. FLAMESTRING is the same thing. Both the imp leather and the FLAMESTRING, we need both of those souls. Do we have... I got a mob soul from a zombie pigman. I was in the Nether the other day fighting stuff, but it does not look like we have one from either of those. So I guess what we could do, let's do this now. Let's grab ourselves a safari net. I think that's empty. Let's make another one. A safari net for both the spiders, the flame spiders, and for the imps. So we're going to go to the Nether. We're going to go on a little adventure here. Well, I'll probably be doing most of this off camera. But we need to go here and try and find one of each of those. So preferably for the spiders, I would like to find the big ones. So when they get killed, right, they split into the smaller ones and then we have a chance of getting more and more spiders. The imps, I don't think it really matters too much. Not that spider. We're looking for the nature ones. Unfortunately, the nature spiders, you have to be pretty close to them for them to render in. So it's kind of like you got to fly around and look everywhere. You can't just really see them from a distance. Normally, at least the big ones like have a short render distance for some reason. Okay, well, I'm going to fly around. I will find a imp. I will find a flame spider, flame string spider, whatever they are. There's some creepers. Those guys are moving pretty fast. Ah, here is our imp. Nice. Imp god. Okay, so we got one of those. Now we need to find the nature flame spiders. Let me find that and we'll be back, guys. Alright, guys, so I was just in the Nether and I found a giant heat scar spider. Alright, so there it is. The funny thing is, when you pick up this spider, it spawns a whole bunch of the baby spiders, and I thought that was really interesting. So I still had the giant one, but it spawned all these like we killed the giant one, right? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so there we go. They're all dead. So I was thinking there might be some kind of cool way where we can click it, put the spider out, and then click it again, get the spider in, and then all of the babies go somewhere. I'm not really sure how we would do that, or if that's even worthwhile to do. I don't know, but that is kind of cool because you can produce like 8 of those other heat scar spiders at a time. So maybe if we had some kind of like a platform, like we can use an autonomous activator, right, to place to shift right click and then shift right click the spider back again. Then we need some kind of a platform with like conveyor belts where only the smaller ones would fit off and then they go down into somewhere. I mean, we could look at doing that. I just don't know if that's worth it or not. But what I do know is that I want to get some mob souls. Now, the giant heat scar spider, yeah, if we put it into here, I think when it dies, the baby spider's going to spawn all over the place, and that's just going to get messy. I don't think it's really going to work in this thing. That might be a case where I just have to constantly spawn in the spider and then kill it manually with my draconic staff of power. The imp, on the other hand, that should work just fine. So let's... Oh, you know what? I need... Nope, we can't put the imp in there. I need to grab the spawner over here. Maybe I'll just do that one manually too. Just spawn in a bunch of imps and then smack them through the wall here. That might be what we do. So what we got in here so far... This was zombies. Okay, so we could put imps in here. In fact, we could probably do the imp and the heat scar spider in the same spot. Spawn exact copy, no for the imp is fine. Turn this guy on. And yeah, we should start getting imps here in a little bit. This is set to the 27 by 27 mode. Oh, it's only going to spawn one at a time. Oh, okay, there it goes. It was going kind of slow. I was getting concerned. Okay, so yeah, we just need to do this to get the imp leather and potentially get the mob soul for later. Hopefully we get that mob soul pretty quickly. That's what I'm interested in. So let me continue to do this and we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so I was able to finally collect the spiders, the souls for them. But yeah, as you can see, the spiders have that problem where they like to climb walls and they clomp up, and now we got a whole mess of spiders up here in the 4 different corners. But we have started getting the souls for these guys. So we spawned in a bunch of the imps. We got 14 mob souls from these, and we got a whole lot of this leather, IMPHIDE, imp leather, whatever. FLAMESTRING, we got a lot of that. And we got 4 mob souls from these, the spiders. So, I had to close off the roof here, otherwise those guys were climbing out and they were just getting all over the place. They can't get through a 1x1 hole. There we go, that gets rid of like all of those guys. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that gets rid of all those spiders, but yeah, this is not gonna work. So we're gonna have to set up some other kind of a killing chamber for these specific things. So we could set up another room similar to this, but instead of using spikes on the floor, we would have to use probably the Draconic Evolution Mob Grinder, because that'll kill everything in like a 7x7x7, not just, you know, as long as they're on the ground kind of a thing. We probably could make this better by putting spikes against like one of the walls and have fans blowing into it or something. That would be a possibility, but I don't really think we're going to be using this particular area here for what we're going to be doing. Okay, so we have the soul, so now we can spawn in those particular monsters whenever we choose to. We'll just have to set up the spawning area for that, and we have a decent amount of the flame string and the imp leather now, where we don't have to worry about running out anytime soon. So yeah, these guys, we definitely want to put those into the ME system. We can put all those in there as well. That should be fine. I'll have to clean out this chest. We don't really have storage. We don't have drawers for these particular items. I don't know if I want to put drawers in there for these anyway, so we will just take all this stuff out of here. All right, there's that, and we want these out. That, and all of this IMPHIDE. Now, those aren't being pulled up because this clogged it up. And there we go. Now everything else should be out of that chest. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, we don't have to worry about that. We have a way to spawn those in the future for when we need to set up the automations for that. So yeah, that was a fun little adventure. Now we have the mob souls for both the two nether mobs that we need. So if we come back over here, yeah, both of those are now full. We have ways of collecting that stuff in the future. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. So we have this one last row down here we really have to worry about. How about the vibrantium? That is now done. Okay, so there's a full stack of the vibrantium blocks. That last row, well, not really last, but this bottom row, this is stuff that won't be super difficult. We have to make the 4096 fluid storage and the gas storage. We have to get these redstone, a few sticks, smoky quartz, which is EMCable. I think we already had that in there. Yeah, we do. Smoky quartz, and then we need to get these different mana quartz. Yeah, this, I'm not sure if we're going to set these up to be automated. I'll probably just make a whole bunch of the elven quartz, and then I think we can convert that into these other ones, right? How do you get lavender quartz? Oh, no. Okay, so that's made differently. So you can just craft those. These have EMC. The blocks themselves had EMC. So once we make a few of those, that's all we need to do. Mana quartz is regular quartz, I think, dropped into the mana pool. Yeah, so one regular quartz into the mana pool makes one of those. So we already have that automation set up. All we gotta do is put a recipe in there. So I think we're getting pretty close to getting done here. We do have to worry about these singularities. We'll probably look at doing that next time. Guys, we're gonna wrap the episode up here for today. Oh my goodness, we got a lot of the Botania stuff done in the last few episodes. We got a lot more stuff done this time, working towards getting our infinity catalysts. These things, yeah. Once we get those, it's not over from there. We're gonna have to automate getting those in the future, and then we're gonna have to be working on automating a whole bunch of other things, because things like the chaos catalysts and other things along those lines, yeah, those are gonna be quite crazy in order to keep making those if we don't automate these first few stages. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.